Let's go to a regional rivalry in North Carolina versus South Carolina. This game is in Charlotte in week one, the 7:30 p.m. kick on ABC, September the 2nd. Guys, I've written two different articles for the transfer portal here, previewing storylines. I wrote one for the SEC 2 weeks ago. I wrote one for the ACC this past week. I mentioned both of these teams in those previews. It's a crossroads for Mac Brown in North Carolina this season. It is a kind of prove it year for South Carolina. A lot of offseason hype, a lot of great recruiting headlines going on. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to win these games. For that reason, I'm very intrigued in Drake May versus Spencer Rattler, Mac Brown versus Shane Beamer. Would love your temperature on this. There's a bunch of, well, I say a bunch. There's some really good games in week one, not as good as last year, but where does this kind of come in on your, yeah, I'm carving out some time to watch this on Saturday night.
This is the best game of Saturday, week one. Certainly. I think the next one we talk about with LSU Florida State on Sunday is
Yep.
definitely a notch above this one. But Saturday wise, this is absolutely the headliner for week one. And guys, I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. Like, I could sit here and make up something to tell you right now, but both of these teams, just with the defense that North Carolina has, and we'll say spotty consistency that South Carolina has shown in the Shane Beamer era, this could go so many different ways. North Carolina could come out with an amazing offensive game plan and just blitzkrieg South Carolina with the weapons that they have offense, and Drake May just being perfect like he has shown he can be in the past. North Carolina could also give up 60 points to South Carolina, and South Carolina could just run up and down the field if Spencer Rattler has a day like he's capable of, albeit hasn't shown it consistently. So, the line right now is UNC 1.5. I think that shows more confidence in Vegas and early bettors in Drake May versus Spencer Rattler. I think you're absolutely right to have more confidence in May versus Rattler, but would there be any outcome other than like a 9-6 field goal fest that surprised you guys in this game?
Ugh.
No, I don't think there's anything that would surprise me in this game. If I have to look for a difference here, I think I'm looking at the defense though, because yeah, like Spencer Rattler, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's elite. Certainly, they have the edge at quarterback. North Carolina has the edge at quarterback with Drake May. But guys, South Carolina's defense, I think, is several steps ahead of where North Carolina's defense is. Who
Yeah.
had real problems stopping anybody. I mean, we can compare different teams here, but they gave up loads and loads of points to App State. They made Cade Klubnik look like an exceptional quarterback. When the next week the not very good Tennessee defense, or I guess the next game the not very good Tennessee defense made him look very mortal. And so I think the North Carolina defense has a lot of questions to answer before we have any business saying that North Carolina is an easy favorite in any of these games. With that being said, yeah, Spencer Rattler can put up a stinker in a hurry and absolutely make this thing competitive, because I don't think that this will be. I don't think either team will pull away in this one. I think that South Carolina's defense is going to play well. I think they're going to affect Drake May. And I think it's going to have to be okay, well, what can Drake May do under pressure when he faces a good defense? Will this be, kind of a swan moment here where he can, kind of start to blossom into a Heisman season type of thing? Or does he fall off the Heisman map week one and all of a sudden North Carolina look like, they're right back to where they, kind of have been the last 10 years? They're just kind of in the middle, not really competitive. An occasional good season from a quarterback puts them over the top. I'm not 100% sure where this is going. I think I would lean South Carolina here just based on what I know that I can expect, and the fact that week one there's going to be inconsistencies both side. There's going to be things to break in and everything else. In that situation, I want defense, and I trust South Carolina more than I trust North Carolina right now on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm curious where South Carolina ends up getting their pass rush from this season. They watched a couple of really good, well, I say that a couple of highly rated players walk out the door,
Mhm.
and they didn't necessarily fill that through the portal. So I am interested to see how they affect Drake May in this game. Drake's going to get his. I think that his kind of quest to become the first overall selection in the NFL draft in 2024 starts that night. I just don't know if it ultimately will result in a win or not. But I think it should be a really fun game. And yeah, something to look forward to on that Saturday night.
Gracious, how about